It really is a rarity to have truly real representation in books and shows. Hey everybody! A while ago I made 2 videos. One of them was talking about a show that I love called Speechless and how it does really well with giving an accurate depiction of a person with a disability, but also makes the show funny at the same time. And another video about how inaccurate depictions of people with disabilities are in books and shows and movies. But today I'm going to talk about a book called Say What You Will by Cami McGovern and all of the things it does right. But before I get started, like, share, comment, subscribe, and consider joining my Patreon. Say What You Will is one of my favorite young adult books. It follows the story of Amy, a high schooler with cerebral palsy who uses a walker, often has an aide, and uses a voice machine to talk. She gets a crush on a boy at her school who sees her for what she is beyond her disability. She's incredibly smart and an amazing writer. She gets accepted into a really prestigious college, but even with all that, she still is nothing more than this poor little girl with a disability in the eyes of others. Amy's character is very easy to identify with if you have a disability, but it's more than her physical aspects that make her a great character. Unlike lots of characters with disabilities in the media, Amy isn't one-dimensional. She spends every moment of her life trying to be the best she can be with what she's got, and trying to fit in with the crowd. Even though it's something she struggles with, isn't her only defining personality trait. She writes and works to convince people of how even with her imperfections, she's still wonderful and talented. But on the other hand, she isn't optimistic and self-loving all the time. The book is from her point of view, and there are specific moments when she feels so low about her disability and feels like she's so undeserving of love and affection because of how broken she is. And that's a feeling I think all people with disabilities have had at one point or another. Another character who is a great example of this in a positive way is Freddy from the movie Shazam. Freddy uses a crutch, and even though he makes jokes and seems really upbeat about it and doesn't let his disability be all that he is, he still has this huge moment in the movie where he gets upset that everything he does is like a desperate cry for attention and for people not to feel sorry for him, and that most people don't see him because they don't want to, as he says. Amy, in the same way, presents the fact that not everything is amazing all the time when you have a disability. Another big reason I love this book is Amy isn't presented as inspiration porn. The term inspiration porn is when a movie or a book or a show prevents someone with a disability as needing to overcome their ability to be accepted and having them do basic tasks that aren't really extraordinary. In fact, there are scenes in the book where she suspects that the college where she's going and a lot of her classmates are impressed by her essays and speeches, not because they're good, but because they were written by someone with a disability. And she basically says, I want to earn these things, not have people hand them over to me because I look like a sob story. She wants to be more than an inspiring story in a newspaper. And I know that's definitely how I feel applying for colleges and scholarships right now, because when I'm writing my scholarship essays, I want to say that I have a disability because it's a pretty integral part of me and who I am, but I don't want to just say, here, I'm sad and pathetic, give me money. That's not what any of this is about. And so the book does a really good job of highlighting that and highlighting how undesirable that is to do to somebody with a disability. Above all, Amy isn't any different from anyone else in her school. She has the same dreams and struggles, but she has to work harder for all of it. She's also not someone with a disability with advantages over others, like the Marvel superhero Daredevil, who gains super senses because he's blind and becomes a really great superhero in spite of it. That's not how it really works. She makes mistakes like other people, and she's not some magical, super evolved person. Another example of this kind of magical thing is an animated short that I saw about this girl who was bullied because she was a hunchback, but In the end, we discover it's actually wings and she's beautiful and everyone realizes how much better she is than the rest of them. That's not how it really is. I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow and realize I've actually evolved into a mutant and I've got super hearing or something. I'm me, I have struggles, and it's not just going to turn around and become something physically advanced overnight. In the book, Amy is just who she is. Nothing changes about her on the outside, and that's really how it is in real life too. So this book is incredibly well done, and I would recommend it to anyone with a disability, even though it's marketed towards young adults. Amy's character is very well written and destroys most of the common stereotypical tropes seen in Hollywood. Even if you don't have a disability and want to learn more about what it's like, I would definitely read this book. It is just amazing. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment some books you think do a really good job with presenting disabilities. Before you go, I'd like to ask you to please consider joining my Patreon. Patreon allows a couple of my subscribers to help support me as I continue to make videos, and I'm working on some cooler extras for my patrons, but thank you to Terry Sentner and Katie Little for supporting me and helping my channel. If you'd like to suggest what videos for me to do next, my patrons directly contribute to the videos I make. But see you in 2 weeks. Bye!